First of all, welcome back to Derbyshire. You must be delighted to be back.
Well, I'm delighted. Yeah, it's obviously an opportunity that has come along. I've been grateful to work for the last couple of years with Derbyshire under John Wright and Kim Barnett, who first brought me back. So it'd be great now to obviously take the reins of the T20 side and hopefully just move it on. It's been good the last couple of years, but I think if we're honest as a side and honest as a coaching staff, it could have been a bit better. So hopefully, we can do that and get to that illustrious finals day, because that's obviously every coach and every player's dream to be there.
And you mentioned it there, you've been involved with the squad in the Blast in the last couple of years as a specialist bowling coach, but now you take the reins fully. Is that something you were looking to do in your post-playing career?
I suppose yes. I think it's been probably moved away since going into the media and working with Sky and commentating around the world, working with the PCA as well. But I think the opportunity came along, and I think it was too good to really miss. And so, in some ways, I thought I always could move into the coaching world, and hopefully, it's a nice dip in the toe that we can take this club, which is obviously dear to my heart. This is where I first started, and take it that one step further. We are the only club not to reach finals day. It's there. The stats are there. We can't worry about it. It's happened. We reached a quarter final a couple of years ago, and we're one game off it, apart from Shahid Afridi, who got a big 100 against us. So, I'm quietly confident. We've still got a lot of work to do. It's going to be difficult. Quietly confident that as a side, if we play to our abilities, we could upset quite a few people.
And you'll be working alongside some really experienced coaches, some real cricket people in Dave Houghton, Steve Kirby and Mal Loy.
Absolutely. I know all three really well. And I know the characters that they are, and they will bring their experience as well to me and help me and help the side. That's the main thing. The guys have been working hard, and you can see they've been working really hard throughout the winter to push not just the T20 side. It's not just about that as well. It's about this club. I get a little bit annoyed sometimes when people look at a club like Derbyshire and they seem to have a little snigger on their face. Well, what have you done? What do you do? And I think if they actually come and watched what the coaches do, what the players do, how hard they work, they'll see that they're a side that want to compete in all forms, and hopefully on a personal level, I'd love it to be in T20, but also I wanted to see this club elevate. That's what I still live in the area. I still watch out. I think everybody knows my son was here for a few years. And I just hope that the club can really go from strength to strength now.
And you touched on it there, the often underdog status that's levelled at Derbyshire, but that is something that really typified your career, that battling British Bulldog mentality. Are you looking to bring that to the coaching role?
No, I won't be probably like that as much as I was as a player. I think as a coach, you've got to try it, be a little bit more level. I think you've got to try and hold off them. The moments where perhaps I can look back and think, oh dear, that was a bit cringeworthy as a player. As a coach, I've got to support. I've got to be there. I've got to advise. I've got to work with the players, work with the coaches. So in some ways, it's going to be not a test for me, because I have to do it day in, day out in the media. You have to be level-headed. You have to give your opinions. You have to you have to be there to obviously try and give analysis that is going to people are going to understand. So that's what I'm here to do. Keep it simple, take pressure off players, make them go out there and enjoy it. And the one thing for me is, if you're proud to represent your country and you're proud to go out there as a player, and you've worked as hard as you can't give any more. And that's all I'd want as a player, that they go out there, give 100%. And as a coach, I'd be happy with that.
And obviously you did experience T20 cricket towards the latter end of your career. Is it something that you look at now and you think, do you know what, I'd like to get back out there and play again? Yeah,
well, I do play a little bit now for the PCA Masters. So we play 2020 games around the country. We play quite a few games. I think last year I played 14 or 15, which at 47 is quite hard when you're up against 20-year-olds who want to knock your block off because they've heard you're this aggressive cricketer. So when you go out to bat, you've got to wear the helmet. So I still played a bit. I love 2020. And I think that it's moved cricket on really well. I'll always be a lover of Test cricket. I think everybody knows that, and the longer form of the game. That to me is the Test as a cricketer in the longer form. But as 2020, it's evolved so much, and I've been so fortunate, since post my career, to go to the places like India and watch the IPL. Just been to South Africa to watch that new Mzansi Super League. Obviously I've watched the T20 Blast since I played. I now commentate on it. I've obviously worked as a bowling coach, so it's a great format. It's something that as a player I'm sure they love. It's good to have good crowds, and hopefully, you know, Derbyshire people will come out and support. You know, we need to win. It's simple. Same as Derby County up the road. A little bit different. I think, if we're honest, this is more of a football town than a cricket town. That's the honesty of it. It's been like that since I moved here in 1988. What we've got to attract fans back, and the only way to attract the fans back is to deliver on the pitch. And I'd love to see Derbyshire fans experience a finals day, because a finals day, having been there 4 times as a player, it's as close to international cricket as you can get. And that is ultimately the aim. We're the only, I keep saying it, we're the only county not to do it. We're the underdogs. People will laugh and say no chance Derbyshire. Let them say that. We'll work as hard as we can, and hopefully, you know, as we've done with a few teams, you know, we've upset the odds.